Well, hello and welcome. My name is Wayne. I'm back at it again playing some Wurm online. That reminds me of the Damn Daniel guy. Remember that meme? The video meme? Damn Daniel! Back at it again with the white vans! That video became so viral that they were invited on the Ellen show. It's kind of crazy. Just the silliest video can make you a celebrity overnight. As you can see, I've started work on a sailing boat. I haven't made a rowboat. I don't plan to. I just kind of skipped over it. The way I worked on my shipbuilding skills to start this was to craft 4 seats and then improve them. And then craft 2 oars and likewise improve them. And it just happened to work out because the sailing boat needs both 4 seats and 2 oars. And that got me up to shipbuilding 10 before I even started on this. A whopping skill level of 10. It's not a lot, but it's enough to get started on the boat. It's been a quiet evening. It's about 7:30 p.m. and it's been pretty quiet. I haven't seen anyone on local. No one in the Alliance is logged in right now. I haven't started on my guest house yet. You can see I have chopped down some more fruit trees though. And because of that, I managed to get my strength up to 23. That's sort of a stepping stone. And so is 21 body control. I got both of these today. So this means I can now load items, as in load crates into my cart, and likewise load those crates into a crate rack. And with a body control of 21, now I can finally ride a horse, and I haven't really taken any steps to prepare for that. I still need to craft a saddle, and I still need to make some horseshoes, and well, I've just been too busy with other stuff, really. But I'll get to it, just like I'll get to everything else, all in good time. And I have made a little bit of a mess. Some of these trees I chopped down were only a QL of 1, which was really sad. I don't know why I ended up getting so many of those. I need to check the age of the tree more often before I chop it down. I think that is a contributing factor. I think an overaged tree results in lower QL. I'm not sure. But I eventually managed to get some QL 23 felled trees over here. I know it's not that high. My chopping skill isn't exactly the highest, and I'm using a skilling hatchet currently. That means a lower QL. It looks rather bare over here now with all those trees down, but I am going to plant some other trees. It's olive season, and I've been picking olives from the trees. And I did make a fruit press with the intention of getting some olive oil. And actually, why did I run up here? Let me run back down here. I'll show you what my plans are. I need the olive oil so that I can make a compass. And I need the compass so that I can make a waystone. And that is what is going to ultimately connect my deed to the highway system. So I'm going to have that waystone right there. They actually get attached to corners. And yeah, I'm going to do it right here. So what will happen is there will be a cat's eye here, none here. And instead the route will go from here to here. And then from there it will continue on to there. And this little gap will allow me to pave here, 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 and here, and this will be seen as part of the highway, but really it'll just be sort of an attached segment to my deed. This will become a work area. I'll pave this. I need to add some dirt here, fill in this area, because I want to have one extra flat raised area right here. I want at least a 3x3. So if this is the center tile, then it'll be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 going back, and then this will all be paved. And I'm not going to build anything here. It's just going to be sort of an outdoor work area. And I'll be using it a lot now until I actually get my house built. Or at least that's the plan. I'm not going to bother with cat eyes until I actually see that there's a way to connect this way and there's a way to connect this way, meaning other people have completed their highways and their cat eyes. And my neighbor just directly over here has completely edited his highway. I think perhaps he's collecting dirt, or maybe he's trying to raise the highway over there. I'm not sure exactly what he's planned yet, but he's working on it. I've done the same here. I've edited this strip like 3 different times now, trying to get the look that I want, and I think I have the look that I want now. Let me pull out the shovel just so we can see the slope. So this is 9 all the way up, and then it's finessed into a 6 slope tile, and then from there it's flat. Why couldn't I make this a 9? Well, I could have, but then I would have had to raise this entire area if I wanted it to be flat, and I didn't want to bother with that. And as you can see, I think I was working on this area at the beginning of the previous video, and I was digging it away, trying to clear out all the dirt and push back these slopes so that I can make it flat, and I've finished that. As you can see, it looks completely different now. I did have to do a bit of surface mining right back here. I'll just run over here. Oh, look, that olive tree is ripe. You can see the olives on it. I checked it earlier today and there wasn't anything there. I think right now is the best time to harvest those olives. And then I have this road wraps all the way around and then back down to where the guest house is going to be. And then I'll plant, I think, some maples back here, maybe a couple of olive trees, but I don't want too many. And I kind of want them back against the edge of the dirt in the mountain because they really obstruct the view. But maple trees don't obstruct as much once they're fully grown anyway. So I've been terraforming all of this, and all of this too. I wanted it to sort of naturally sort of curve down in this slope. I'll eventually work on this road so it's one constant slope going all the way up, but for now it's sort of marking out where I want it to be. Should I show some terraforming? One guy asked for it. I think there are a lot of terraforming videos out already. Maybe I will. Maybe I will, because I don't really have any plans for this video. And I also terraformed all of this, all along here, all the way on this side of the highway. You may remember that the slope here was pretty extreme and directly connected to the highway. And what I did was I consistently dug out all of the dirt alongside, leaving only a 5 slope dirt going up. It's the same over here, so that this pin is actually slightly raised. And this follows a theme, which you're probably not going to be able to tell from up here much, but this pin is also raised up 5 slope from the highway level. So anyone walking through, even though you're not surrounded by these large slopes that I had before, you're still going to feel like you're sort of down in the world, just a little bit, not a lot. I still have to do this entire side, and it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 5 slope going up here. Some of these over here are already pretty close. This is going to be very little work until I get up to around this area. Then it's going to be a bit more digging. You know what? I think I will. I think I will show some terraforming, because this is a perfect example to show you how to do some basic stuff. I'm not going to go in depth, but I will show you some basics. So I'll just start. Wait, do I have anything on me? I should probably, let me pull my card up here. Will warp. If I can find my warp key. There it is. And warp complete. I don't think I have anything in here. Let me just check real quick. Nope, we're empty. All right. Let's cruise up here. So I have 4 hell horses now. I don't think I mentioned the hell horses. Did I mention them yet? I don't believe I did. So I have these 2. Here's an adolescent and here's an aged. And I have 2 more over here. And I'm using these 2 to breed. The missus is already with child. And so these 3 are all ash colored, and this one is cinder colored. And I really like the cinder color a lot. This is the female. And let's see. I think she has a while to go here. Let's just see here. You can't double click these the way you would a normal horse to examine, because if you do, then it thinks you're trying to attack. Well, how close do I have to be? Oh, maybe I was clicked on something else. Let's see. 8 days. 8 days. All right. And I'm so glad they didn't attack me. They were very good right now. They've been attacking me a lot. They are red, see? Even when attached to the cart, they are red. They will attack you. You have to be careful. You also have to be careful when you're leading them to move them around. You don't want to have your weapon on you, because then you could injure them. Perhaps you don't want to. Turn these guys like this, because sometimes they can get a decent reach on me when I'm working. I should be safe over here. And they won't be upset with me, and so they won't try to bite me. So I think, let me just do this. Yeah, let me start with this one right here. So I'm not going to cover every aspect here, but I'm just going to show some basics. So ordinarily, let's say that you wanted to get rid of these hills on the side of this road. Not a problem. There's a couple of ways you can handle this. The easiest way is to probably just come up here to the corner and then just start digging. And I'm actually using a hotkey for this, so that's why you didn't see me go anywhere or do anything. But you could just right click and then you could select dig. And you can see I have T set as my hotkey there. So I just hit the T key 3 times, because 3 times is about as max as I can go before my stamina. Plus I can't queue up more than 3 actions right now. I think it's mind logic that determines that. So, as you can see, as long as I have my shovel selected, I can mouse over this border and we can see what's happening with this border as I dig. Let me back up a little bit. If I'm going to do this, I guess I should do it right. So you can tell visually just by looking at the tile that there's an angle to it. But if we mouse over these borders, we can see specifically what the slope is. Now that's only when you have your shovel selected. Actually, I think it will work. Yeah, it will work with the pickaxe too, once you have the skill needed in mining in order to view it. Otherwise, you can use the shovel. Now, when you first begin, you're not going to be able to shovel down or dig in these corners in order to lower them. In fact, you're going to find that you have very difficult time even with an almost flat tile. So you just need to find any tile on your deed that's somewhat flat, like something like this maybe, and then just dig the corners, however you want. Work with something that doesn't require much work to flatten it first. Some people like to grind dig, and they'll just go to a dirt tile and just dig, pick up the dirt, and then drop it back down onto the corner to raise it. But in my opinion, if you're going to dig and grind your digging skill, you might as well get something out of it other than skill. You might as well get some terraforming out of it as well. And you don't have to be in a big rush. Believe me, I didn't just take one look at my deed and decide how I wanted everything laid out. I take my time with it. Sometimes I just go to a high point and stare at the deed and think, what do I want it to look like? But you don't have to have the ultimate plan in your head just to do a little minor digging here and there. And the way this works is the amount of slope you can work with is 3 times your digging skill. So for example, if your digging skill is 20, then you can work with a 60 slope border. Now when you're viewing the border and it tells you the slope, I have seen people get a little bit confused about this, because right now it says 15 slope up. Let me go up here now to the corner, and then let's mouse over, and now it says 15 slope down. The reason it says down now is because it's giving you information based upon your position. So I'm up on top of the tile now. So now it's telling me that from my perspective, what remains of this border is down from my position. So it's saying 15 slope down. I know it may seem obvious, but for some people I know it can be confusing. And if I go back down here, now I'm down here near the bottom of the tile, and now it once again says 15 slope up. So it's very clearly telling you the slope and the direction of the slope based upon where you're standing. And I'm way down here now, below on the next tile, but it's still telling me 15 slope up because from my position, that's the slope. If I go over here, it's 14, and I just dug up a few more. So if I want to make them even, then I just go over here, and I could just dig here once, and then this will change from 15 to 14. And so now we have a tile that looks pretty even on both sides, and that's because they're both 14 slope up. You don't have to go up to the corner. You can also stand here basically in front of the border and then click the border. And then over here you're going to see this option right here, level border. This will basically make this border flat. It'll continuously dig and make it flat until it's completely flat. So let me go ahead and click here, and we'll see how that's working. So you can see it just hit slope 13, and then it will drop to 12, and it will continue to drop until my inventory is completely filled with dirt and I can't hold any more. And then I'll show you how you handle that. I think I can currently hold 6. Let's see. Even though it says it will take me 42 seconds longer here to complete this, I won't be able to complete it if my inventory is too full. And I've finished, even though it's not finished, but that's because my inventory has the dirt. So if I just choose here and drop as a pile, not on the ground. On the ground will make this corner raise up. This corner right here. You don't have to be perfectly on the corner. You could be here, you could even be here, you could even be on this corner, because all these corners here are connected. So if any one of these corners gets raised up 6, it's going to raise all of these corners at the same time. So, but in this case, I don't want to raise the corners. I just want a pile of dirt. So you go drop, pile. And then you have a nice, neat pile over here. So now I can come back. I can select the border again, and I can reselect level border. You can also right-click, and level option is right there. And this time, instead of waiting for my inventory to get full, all I'm going to do is just drag this over to this pile as I work, and that will prevent me from stopping this work until it's at the slope I want or I'm out of stamina. And I'm actually going to stop right there. I went too far. I went 3 slope, and I only wanted 5 slope. So let me go over here, and that's easy to correct. I can just right click and drop on ground and drop those 2 dirts right back there. Then I can go over here and I can do the same thing with this one. And I don't know why did it say finishing? Oh. That's weird. I guess it's just a Wurm anomaly. Drag it here. I could probably also drag it here. Let me see. Yep, that's large enough to be a pile because the open option is appearing there. I could also just do this if I want to keep this stuff organized. Drag it over. So you can do all of this while you're automatically digging. And there's only one more slope left to reach my target slope. And then I just hit escape to go ahead and cancel the action before it continues to make it all the way flat. So there we go. I have 1 tile already done at 5 slope each. Now there's another way you can do this. And rather than do each border, you can do the entire tile. I'm not going to do it on this one because this slope is already at 5. And if I use flatten on the tile itself instead of the border, I'm only going to get the benefit of lowering this border. So instead, I'm going to move over another one, and I'm going to do it here. So now I click the tile instead of the border. And when you flatten a tile, or not flatten, but level, when you level a tile that's adjacent to you, the tile you're standing on must be flat. But when you flatten a border, it doesn't have to be flat. You can even stand on a fairly steep tile and go ahead and level the border. But we're on a flat tile now. I'm going to click the tile instead of the border, but I'm going to click the same option to level. And now we're going to see both these slopes gradually go down, 24 and 17. So it took from over here 23. It's a bit random. Sometimes it'll take from this border, sometimes it'll take from this border. And I'm just going to bring, oh, that pile is probably too far away to reach. So rather than drag the dirt over there, I'm going to wait until it gets to about 5 or 6, and then I'll right click, drop, and then select as pile here. And now I have a new pile that I can work with. So as I'm digging, I'll just check the slopes every once in a while and keep an eye on the dirt here. You don't have to wait till it's full. You can just drag it over anytime you want, really. And you'll continue to dig until you've reached the slope that you want, or until it's flat, or until you've run out of stamina, or until your inventory is filled up, in case you forgot to check over there and it caught up on you. Will I be able to get this to 5 slope before I run out of stamina? Probably not. I'm guessing no. We'll see. The direction you're looking doesn't matter. All that matters was that you selected that tile. So if you think you hear a spider behind you, you can check. It's no problem. And you'll continue to dig. This one's getting closer, but I'm definitely getting low on stamina now. And I'm out of stamina. We'll go ahead and finish this up. I should probably pause this to do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and continue anyway. At this point, if you're so new that you need a terraforming tutorial, then you'll probably just want to watch this until I reach my goal. Okay, so this one's about to hit 5, but we still have quite a ways to go over here. Let's see if it equalizes. I'm keeping an eye on this one because I'm going to hit escape to cancel once this reaches 5. Oh, it's taking from over here some more. I wasn't expecting that. All right, we're equal on both sides now. I'll hit cancel because it's 5 over here. The reason I hit cancel is because I don't know from which border it's going to take. It may take it from over here and lower it to 4, and I want it at 5. So then I just go up here and I trim off that last little bit by digging down once to lower this to 5 by manually digging in the corner. That's it. And now when I dig to the corner, there's an option to dig to pile or dig to inventory, and I have it set to dig to pile. However, when you select the option for level, you can't level to pile. It will only go to your inventory. Probably because they don't want people to AFK this too much. I'm not exactly sure. Now, one thing that I like to do is I don't like hard edges. And I would call this a hard edge right here because it's a little bit of a peak. And what I would normally do, and I did it over here, and if you look, you can see for the most part, everything sort of looks round. I terraformed it in a way to make it look natural, though. And ordinarily, that's what I would do here. And the way you do that is really easy. You just go to the corner of the hard edge, and you just dig a few times until it looks the way you want it. Now, some people do like hard edges. This is just definitely a preference. And some people like steep slopes and lots flat everywhere. Some people don't want anything to be terraced. It's just boils down to personal preference and what you want. So I'll dig a few times here, and then I can come back and take a look at it. It's kind of hard to tell with the dirt in the way, but I get the idea. And then I could, if I'm satisfied with that, then I might come back here. And I'm not necessarily looking to make this completely even. Not if I want it to look a bit organic. I just wanted to smooth down these edges a little bit. I did the same thing over here, but I wasn't consistent. it looks round. But over here it's a little bit steeper. But that's the way things look naturally, right? Everything isn't perfectly round or perfectly flat. So I mixed it up a little bit. Seems like I'm digging for more than 3 times right here. I'll let it finish this action though, even though I'm running out of stamina again. Few seconds remaining. All right. Oh, I'm moving slowly because I ran out of stamina. There we go. And not bad. I would actually round this out quite a bit more. I'd probably bring this down maybe, let's see, 9 here and 8 here. I'd probably bring this down to maybe 5 and then 4 over here. Something like that. But in this case, this side of the highway is going to be a little bit different. This tile, I'm actually planning to make it completely flat. So there will still be a 5 slope border tiles all along right next to the highway, but then the next one here is going to be flat. And then I'm planning to do something with this area, but I'm not going to do that right now. I just wanted to show you that so you can kind of get an idea. If you're a beginner, you can just go to each corner, dig the corner until you get it flat on all sides. See, it's pretty easy. If I mouse over this border, we can see it's already flat. And this border is even flat. But the borders on the side are not. So if I wanted it flat, I would just take 5 from this corner and then 5 from this corner. Another reason why I like to sometimes stand here below the borders because it gives me more of a perspective, here or here. And that's the basics. It's really pretty simple. You just edit each tile according to the level or the slope that you want. And if you run into any difficulty, it might be because of your skill level. If it says you are not skilled enough to dig or something like that, I don't remember the exact wording, then it means that your digging skill isn't quite high enough to work with the slope that you're trying to dig in. But that's the basics of terraforming, and with just that little bit, you can completely terraform almost the world once your skill is high enough. However, a spot like this is going to be a different issue. Should I cover this? I'm tempted to cover this, but it's going to be getting dark. Should I just go ahead and do this? I think I'll go ahead and do this. If I go to this corner and I hit T, it tells me you cannot dig in the solid rock. So the reason there's a speed bump here is because I actually hit rock there. It's not dirt. In order to fix this, I have to dig up all of the dirt surrounding it until it's exposed as rock. Now, in this case, we may not be able to see it because we have these 2 tiles paved with cobblestone. Okay, actually, I'm not going to be able to continue on with surface mining. I need to skedaddle, so I think I will go ahead and just end the video right here. And I will get to this so you can see how surface mining works, because this is a really good one to do as an example because it's not going to be a lot of work since it's only up by 3 slope. But I'm not going to do it in this video. I will probably be a couple of more days before I do another video, but I will definitely stop working on this off camera when I get up to this point. So I'll go ahead and leave it there. Actually, this is better because we're right at 29 minutes. That will make this a nice, short, sweet 30-minute video. There's lots of things I still want to cover. There is more to terraforming. We didn't really cover leveling, for example. Flattening, actually. Leveling we did cover. Flattening we didn't cover, which is a little bit different. These principles also apply for mines, and I should probably show you how it works in a mine as well. I need to get to a tile that I can show you as an example for that. But for now, I guess I'll just go ahead and I'll cut it there. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.